So earlier in the week, we had a fantastic conversation with Professor Dame Alison Peacock, who is the CEO of the Chartered College of Teaching in the UK. And she was brilliant talking about raising the status of the profession, which is essentially what her organisation is doing with a growing membership. And I just thought it was really interesting to think about something we're always mindful of, which is the status of teaching and how we raise the status of teaching. You know, in my ideal world, teaching would be the most highly prized job that you could get into. It would be much more competitive. Every job that you applied for would be a very competitive field, and it would be one of the go-to professions for graduates. And the truth is, it just isn't like that at the moment. And we need to think about that. And I think her mission to have these sort of standards which make teaching have a kind of a set of kind of benchmarks which allow professional development to be an ongoing process throughout the career is really, really great. So I think this is a really good beginning. And I think that the more the language around knowing what all the different thresholds are permeates into the system, the better. So a lot of teachers haven't really done anything to formalize their status as a teacher beyond their NQT, their new qualified teacher status, and becoming qualified. After that, you might do a master's in something, but often it's not related to teaching. So for me, I think it's exciting that the Chartered College of Teaching is promoting this sort of these standards as part of a wider mission to raise the status of teaching, which is something which we all need. In fact, society needs it generally. Of course, there are other things which are probably outside of their control, like teachers' pay and conditions, which are hugely important as well. But one thing we can control is our set of, what does excellent teaching look like, and helping people to continually improve through, research, engagement, training, qualifications, and so on. So that was my take. So I thought it's great, and she's so passionate about it all. So it's great to have someone like her who is the kind of the advocate and the leader of that organisation.
Yeah, I think the fact as well that the C-Teach, the Chartered College C-Teach qualification, is about retaining excellence in the classroom. That in itself raises the status of teaching. That it's not the gold standard in teaching to be a leader, that actually the gold standard of being a great teacher is being a great teacher in the classroom. And I think that the championing of retention of great teachers in the classroom is a great piece of work and a great focus for the Chartered College. But also the fact that they are trying to raise the status of the profession more widely as well, not just within the profession, but the perception of the profession in the media, within government, absolutely everywhere. Because although we're one of the research will tell you we're one of the most trusted professions, we're also one of the professions that gets bashed the most, because everybody thinks they can teach, because everybody's once been a pupil in a classroom or has got their own kids. And one of the, I'm not going to say plus sides, there's no plus side to a lockdown and to a global pandemic, but one of the things that's been highlighted during this period is just how difficult teaching is. And I think lots of parents who are having to home educate and lots of people who are watching people wrangle with that have actually recognised that it's a real skill, it's an art, it's a profession, it's not just something you can do. So the college is obviously trying to raise the status of the profession, and they were kind of instrumental in adding teachers to the list of people who were being thanked for their efforts during that. Because there's still, for some reason, that myth that out there schools were shut.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Still open. It's absolutely crazy. So just that work as well with the media and with the general population about actually teachers work really hard. It is a profession. It is something you can't just pick up and do. Alongside providing really good quality assured CPD for teachers is a huge benefit to the profession and will raise the status of the profession in terms of perception of it by people who aren't in it, and then progression through it and development within it for the people who actually are educators.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's important. So that, I mean, it's great to have someone on sort of who speaks our language, but Yeah, it was really good to speak to you. So thanks very much, everybody.
Yeah.
And, hopefully we'll carry on with that theme in future episodes.